everyone, welcome to another video, just another video in general because I haven't made many recently. As you've known, I've been kind of sick for the past 2 weeks, but now I'm good, pretty much 100% again, so nothing to worry about there. So as promised, I've got some more videos for you guys over the next few days, and I thought I'd do another ranking video because I like doing these. They're pretty easy to do, and I get to talk about movies, movies I may have not talked about. I can't even speak. Movies I may have not even, talked about in general before. Certain ones I have talked about before, but, as a whole, as a series, as whatever, I can talk about a whole, franchise of movies and rank them and, all that good stuff. So, anyways, rambling on here, I thought it'd be a good idea to do the DC Extended Universe movies, the DCEU, because right now there's only 5 of them, and it's pretty simple. As most of you know, there's a lot of controversy around these movies because some are good, some aren't, and they're trying to compete with Marvel and the MCU and all that. So I figured I might as well rank these because I've done a ranking for the MCU movies. I've done a ranking for the X-Men series. That's another series people don't really talk about too much when they, talk about these cinematic universes. X-Men did it first, okay? Out of these 3, I should say. Even though that's also Marvel. But they're still going. Deadpool 2 is, part of that. And that was a great movie. Check out my review if you haven't seen it. But anyways, DC, there's only 5 of them so far in this series. In this continuity, I guess you could say. So yeah, this should be pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And to be honest, I don't like most of these movies. I don't like actually 3 of them. And my number 1 choice is going to anger a lot of people. You could probably guess what it is. You could probably just already know. If you've watched my channel, you know that I like this movie a lot. A lot of people don't. But it's my number 1, and I'll explain why later on in this video. But anyways, let's just get into it. Coming in at number 5 is Man of Steel from 2013. Zack Snyder directed this. Pretty much a reboot of, Superman and the start of, this franchise. Now, to be honest, I haven't seen this movie. I've probably only seen it twice. I watched it once when I first bought it. I first bought this Blu-ray maybe in 2014-ish, I guess. I didn't see it when it came out or anything because I heard the reviews and, I wasn't really interested to begin with anyways. So I bought this on Blu-ray just to have it, just to see what it was like. Because, I heard, it would be the start of a new series, a whole universe. And not to my surprise, the movie wasn't that great. I actually hated this movie when I first watched it. After Batman v Superman came out, though, 2 years ago, right? And after I got it on Blu-ray, I decided to go back and watch this again, give it another chance. And I actually didn't hate it the second time around. It's okay. It's not a good movie. It's very... The main issue I have with it is just so dreary and bland looking and just... I don't know. It's like... no offense to anybody that likes this movie. I'm sure there's some people that do. I can never imagining myself saying, oh, let me watch Man of Steel. I'm in the mood to watch Man of Steel. I never could imagine myself being in the mood to watch this movie. I don't know how anyone could be. It's not pleasant to watch this movie. Now, I don't want to discredit anything about it. There's some good stuff in here. Like, I do like Henry Cavill Superman. I think he's great. Amy Adams is great as Lois Lane. Michael Shannon, he's a good villain, I guess, as Zod. I like Michael Shannon. He's underrated. Kevin Costner has a good performance. I'm just reading off the names here if you can't tell. But, there's some good stuff in this movie. It's just so dreary and bland and just, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's just too, I don't know. It's just not a good viewing experience is what I'm trying to say. But I don't hate it anymore. Like, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, I hate this movie. It sucks. But no, I don't think it's terrible. But I just could never imagine myself wanting to see it. The only reason I wanted to see it again was because of Batman v Superman. I was like, all right, let me refresh myself. After watching Batman v Superman, I wanted to go back to this, and that was the only reason why. just to be like, okay, let me just see it again, just to get myself settled in for this franchise now, because there's gonna be one or two coming out every year. Um, this year we're supposed to get Aquaman. I don't know how that's gonna be, but yeah, Man of Steel, just it's not terrible, but it's definitely my least favorite out of all these. I can't watch that. Anyways, number 4 is gonna be Batman v Superman. Now, when I first watched this, after I bought the Blu-ray, of course, I haven't gone to theaters to see any of these, just letting you know, except for my number 1 choice, which, again, is going to anger a lot of people. Batman v Superman, I bought this on Blu-ray. I watched the Ultimate Edition first, which is like 3 hours or whatever. And, I heard all the bad reviews. Oh, this movie sucks, it's terrible. Now, I'm not going to lie, when I first watched it, I thought, what was so bad about that? I actually really enjoyed it. Not enjoyed it, that's not the right word, because this is also kind of dreary, like Man of Steel. I kind of wasn't mad at it. Like, I didn't have many issues with it. Like, I thought Jesse Eisenberg, though, was annoying as Lex Luthor. That was just, oh my god, I don't know what they were thinking. But when I first watched it, I didn't really see many flaws with it. But since then, I've gone back to see it maybe 2 more times, I think, and it's a bad movie. It's like, I don't know what was going on. I know they were obviously trying to set up, Justice League really fast. That's the problem with DC. They waited too long. Like, Man of Steel came out in 2013. By then, Marvel, the MCU, had, 7 movies out already? 8 movies? Iron Man 3, Thor, The Dark World, right? We're in 2013. So obviously DC was really behind. So with the second movie, it was like they're trying to. All right. The way I look at this as the Iron Man 2 of the DCEU, right? Whereas an Iron Man 2 had all this stuff thrown inside of it just to really quickly set up the Avengers and whatnot. Yeah, and also after the fact, after Iron Man 2, there was 2 movies, and then the Avengers. After this, there was 2 movies, and then Justice League. You know what I'm saying? This is the Iron Man 2 of the DCEU, where it's just like, they don't focus on the Batman v Superman part, but they focus on the Justice League part a little too much. Well, it's not that they focus on that too much. It's just like shoehorned in there, and then the Batman v Superman stuff is like, I don't know. The fighting was decent, I guess, but like, it was barely in the movie. The whole Martha thing, everybody knows about the Martha thing. That's just dumb. I don't know. Some of the drama was good. Ben Affleck was great as Batman, though. That's another thing. That's like the saving grace of this movie. All the stuff with Ben Affleck as Batman was great. Him fighting all those guys in the warehouse or whatever that was. He did a great performance as Batman. But it's just like, this movie's a mess. There's too much in it. Like, just way too much. Lex Luthor's plan is like convoluted and makes, I don't know how it could happen. It's just like, I don't know. There's an ant. I just killed an ant. Ant-Man. Anyways, Batman v Superman, it's just a mess. Everybody knows that. But, I don't hate it. I don't hate any movie, actually. Anyways, coming in at number 3 is Justice League. Now, here's the thing. I've only seen this movie once. I can tell, okay. Here's the thing with this franchise, right? This shows you how much of a Marvel fanboy I am. I've seen all the Marvel movies countless times. Not even just MCU. Like, any Marvel movie, I've seen them countless times. Not all of them. I skipped the Fantastic Four reboot that came out. I refuse to see that. I haven't seen the Punisher movies. But, the main Marvel movies, I've seen all those like a million times. Even some of the DC movies, aside from these. Like Watchmen, I love Watchmen. I think that movie's like a masterpiece, to be honest. Proof that Zack Snyder can actually make a great film. That and the old Superman movies, the old Batman movies. I've seen those countless times, the Nolan Batman movies especially. The thing with the DCEU, it's just these movies are not, like, memorable enough for me to, like, they're not rewatchable in my opinion. So I can tell you right now, each movie in this series, how many times I've seen each one. Man of Steel, I've seen twice. Batman v Superman, I think I've watched 3 times. Justice League, I watched once. Wonder Woman, I watched once. And Suicide Squad, which I'll get to. That's actually the odd one out. I'll get to that later. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is Justice League, I've only seen once. And I don't have any interest to go back to it. Now, I put this above Batman v Superman and Man of Steel because this movie is actually like I could actually maybe seeing myself wanting to go back and watch this again somehow. And it looks more pleasant. It's more colorful. It's just it flows better as a movie. There's a lot of action in it too, and But my problem with it, it's like they really rushed all the stuff like Cyborg, Aquaman, Flash. They're just introduced in this movie. Like, there's nothing wrong with that per se if it's done right. Like, for example, in Civil War, Spider-Man and Black Panther were kind of thrown in there, but, there was a little time to develop and whatnot. But with this movie, it's like we have a whole team assembled. We've only met three of them, really. And even the scenes where they're talking to each other as a group before they, go out and, I can't even think of it. I can't even uh, talk about this correctly. When they're like meeting, when they're not fighting, okay, when they're like having discussions and whatnot, they don't really seem like they have a good chemistry together. I don't really believe these guys as a team. Like I don't really see it as a thing. And then the whole Superman resurrection thing and like Steppenwolf. I don't know. This movie was just a mess. Like everyone knows this is bad too. All of these movies are bad in my opinion, except for Wonder Woman. Yes, even Suicide Squad, which clearly is my number one. I'm not going to beat around the bush anymore. Yeah, all these movies are bad. It's just, I don't know. This series is like, I really want it to do good, but like, I don't think it can. But I put this above the other two that I mentioned already, just because I feel like this one is a little more fun. It's a little more enjoyable. It works better as a film experience, I guess. But it's still like really bad. Like I don't know. I was hoping for more when I saw it. Yeah, I don't know. Justice League just a convoluted mess. And there's a lot of production issues, reshoots and whatnot, and Zack Snyder left the project, and I don't know. It's just this whole series is a mess. Anyways, now number 2 is the only legitimately good movie in this franchise. Now you're probably like, why do you have Suicide Squad at number 1? I'll get to that after this. Now here's the thing with Wonder Woman. I only watched it once, like I said. Also with this, I could see myself going back to look at it again, but it's just like, okay, it's like a one and done kind of movie. Like I watched it and I was like, okay, that was pretty good, but I don't love it. Like a lot of people love this movie, and I get it. It's the first, right? I think it's the first female superhero movie, solo superhero, female-led superhero movie. Gal Gadot is great as Wonder Woman, of course, and Chris Pine was fantastic as Steve Trevor. The World War I setting was awesome. There's a lot of great stuff in it, and it was very well done. Patty Jenkins directed this, and it looked nice too. It was very colorful as well. But I don't know. It was a solid movie. I just didn't really see the greatness in it that everybody else did, I guess. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I like the stuff with No Man's Land. Everybody talks about that scene. The soundtrack is great, that Wonder Woman theme. But I don't know. I just don't really see it as like that next level superhero movie like I see others like Logan, Captain America Winter Soldier, Iron Man 3. I always throw in Iron Man 3. A lot of people don't like Iron Man 3, but I do. It's not on that level for me, but it's good. Like this is like, I would put it at like, I don't know, trying to think of another movie I could like relate this to. I don't know, like Doctor Strange good. You know what I mean? Doctor Strange was very good, but like it's not like one I would go back and watch a million times. Like it's like kind of a one and done movie, even though I've seen Doctor Strange more than once. But I don't know. Wonder Woman was great, but it wasn't like excellent, and I don't really feel the need to watch this anytime. Like I'm never in the mood to watch this, so I don't know. Maybe I just something with DC in me. I don't really love DC like a lot of people do. I'm such a Marvel sucker. But all right. Anyways, number 1. All right. Now people are probably gonna try to dislike this video and bash me. But okay, I need to like try to explain my logic on this as much as possible. All right. So Suicide Squad, this is a bad movie. This is a really, well, I don't know if I want to say really bad movie because I really like it. It's a bad movie, definitely. There's a lot of problems in it. There's a lot of like reshooting issues they had. There's a lot of Joker issues they had. A lot of like character development issues they had. But I enjoyed the hell out of this movie when I saw it in theaters. I thought it was a great time. You know, I love the look of this movie, the feel of this movie, the soundtrack, the characters. A lot of them didn't get to do much, I know. I'm looking at you. What's his name? Slipknot. There you go. Anyway, sorry about that. I accidentally dropped my phone while I was recording, but what I was trying to say was, I know a lot of characters didn't get to do much in the movie, like Katana, Slipknot, Killer Croc, I guess, right? But, you know, I don't know. The movie's just fun to me, and I love a lot of stuff with Will Smith as Deadshot. You know, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn was fantastic. Even Jared Leto's Joker. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I like the look of the character. I like what Jared Leto had, you know, brought to the table. What little was there. You know, it wasn't great or anything. You know, comparing him to like Heath Ledger or you know even Jack Nicholson's Joker, but like. This movie it's very watchable to me. I've watched this a bunch of times. Whereas the other DC EU movies, I only watched, like I said, once or twice. And yes, I acknowledge Wonder Woman is definitely the best out of this series, but I rank this one higher because this is just my personal preference. This is my favorite out of the whole series. That's why I have it at number 1. It's my favorite to watch. It's my favorite, to just, you know, just sit back and just turn my mind off and just watch a stupid movie. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. You know, if you look back at my review I did of it when it first came out, I probably gave it like a really good score. I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10 nowadays as an honest score, a 7.5. You know, honestly, just a 7. But yeah, I don't know. It's just very fun for me, and I love the whole cultural impact this movie had too. Like, you know, everybody was talking about this movie when it came out. It was a big deal. You know, Harley Quinn, first time we ever saw her in a live action movie. And also, this is the first superhero movie where the villains are the main focus, right? So I don't know. I'm just a huge fan of this movie. Still to this day, I am. Yeah, a lot of people they hate it, but I love it. I don't know what to tell you. But don't get me wrong. I know it's bad, but it's just I'd rather watch this than any of those other movies I just mentioned. I could watch this anytime and enjoy it. So, anyways, Suicide Squad. Enough talking about that. But let me know what you guys thought of my ranking. Do you think I'm nuts? I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for the Suicide Squad thing, but there's my ranking from worst to best. And let me know what you guys think of my ranking. How do you guys rank it? Agree or disagree with anything I said? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, that's about it. So stay tuned for a few more videos this week. I've got a few more rankings I'm about to record. So yeah, that's been the DC Extended Universe. I wish them all the best of luck with building their franchise because I know they need it. So yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching this, guys. Bye-bye.